All right. What do you want to ask me?
It was about marriage. That's what it is.
Okay.
Um, what? I guess what's it like to be married
Okay.
that's to be specific to a husband.
Okay. Well, what it's like being married for me and my relationship. Me and your dad have known each other since we were 14 years old. So it has been very growth filled, joy filled, journey filled. Um, I said 14 for me now, the age I am now. I like to say we were babies, right? We were very young. So we've seen each other um, grow and get wiser. Um, and also in different life stages. So the teens, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, and almost the 50s is coming up. So what it's like is it's being able to see the work that goes into marriage because um, the wedding is one thing. The marriage is really where the rubber meets the road, and so it's it's work, but it's great work. It's almost like, even though I'm not a farmer, but I would imagine it's like a farmer or anyone who grows their own food to nourish themselves, putting the work into it. And you got to get in it. You got to get in there. You're going to get dirty. It's going to be all kinds of things happening, but you're doing it with a hope, right? Because even with farming or trying to grow something, don't mean something going to pop up out the ground. So you do all that work. You have to have faith, hope. You have to nurture and care, and thankfully, bringing it back to my actual marriage and my life, it is. I feel like for me, I'm reaping the benefits of that work, and it is mighty tasty and wonderful.
Mm. So it's okay. It's like you said when the rubber meets the road. There, I'm assuming you said when rubber meeting road as a way of like, because the wedding part is just the baby steps to hopefully what's forever and always. So I'm assuming what exactly are the potholes, flat tires, obstacles
Yeah.
you come across in marriage?
Hmm.
I guess from a wife's perspective to a husband, what is that like?
Yeah. So let's go back to the wedding point.
Mm-hmm.
The wedding can be a beautiful thing. It should be a beautiful thing. It is an event, right? And I know different cultures do different things. I'm only going to talk about what I'm familiar with. So you send out invitations. You hope your friends and family, whoever you invite, are going to be there. It should be a beautiful, lovely event that you should cherish forever and ever. But it's one moment in time. The marriage is the rest of the story. So that's what I meant by that. You know, People shouldn't think their marriage is going to be like their wedding. It's a peak, but it's its own moment in time, right? The marriage is where what you're building together. Once all the fanfare is done, that it becomes the priority going forward with what you two want to make it. So as a wife, I think is what you said, right? You said, what are the potholes,
The flat tires,
the flat tires,
the road kills.
yeah. So for me personally, I've had some health problems. I'm a breast cancer survivor. Nobody saw that coming, right? I've had, my heart ablation that I experienced. Didn't even know what the heck that was until it happened to me. So I think the first thing that comes to my mind is health related stuff, again, as a wife. And so, again, talking for me, you know me, I'm independent. I like to do things the way I want to do it, how I want to do it. And I guess for me, it's the fact that I was in positions where I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I had to depend on, you know, you or your sister or dad, and I just want to be able to get up and just do things, you know, myself. I think the biggest health thing, as you know, is my migraines. I suffer from terrible migraines, and when it really puts me down, it is very hard for me to be almost, you know, helpless and have to depend. And so, again, talking for me, I want to get up and I want to help and I want to do, you know, things around the house or whatever. So I guess you would call those boulders in the road that, you know, well, no, I guess you can see a boulder coming. Pothole. I think the health piece probably is a pothole. You're just driving along and then bam, you hit a pothole that you didn't see, and it just becomes, okay, how the heck I'm going to deal with this? I know it might sound cliche, but communication is very important. If you don't have good communication, then those could be boulders that get in the road. Because if you don't nip it early, further down the road, it's going to be a big old boulder sitting there. You're going to be like, where did this come from? Well, it's because sometimes little things add up. I don't know how a boulder gets made. I don't know if it drop off of something, but if a boulder is created by little bitty pebbles adding up to become this big old boulder, then that can happen. It's I hope something that could be unavoidable, but we're all human and we know communication is important in all kinds of relationships, especially important in marriage. I would say another thing is, you know, they say two become one biblically. So I would say that if you do believe in that, which I do, that you have to be able to respect that two becoming one, but also respect your individuality as well. I'm not dependent on dad to do certain things because I shouldn't have to. I'm a grown woman. I should be able to do, you know, things that I need to do, like me being in school or whatever. I guess what I'm saying is, it is as important for two to become one as it is for one to respect the other one. That also is the case for friends, family. You two have to be your priority. And that's what's most important. You two, the two of you, husband and wife, need to be each other's priority. So that, I think, can help when you're driving. Let's keep going with this driving metaphor. You're driving along and the thunderstorm is there. If you two are your priority, it's going to be hard for that thunderstorm to crack some thunder and break you up, or some lightning and strike you, you know. So you two being each other's priority is what's very important to handle those storms, because storms tend to come from a variety of places. Could be a money related, it could be family related, it could be friend related, it could be health related, it could be a lot of things related. But you two building day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year for each other's priority, you're going to build up a lot of marriage equity that's going to pay off in the years to come.
You mentioned even though you're together, you have independence. I guess since it is a hot topic in today's culture, do you think it's weakness to fall under a male authority? When I say a male authority, like, do you know what I'm saying?
I think so.
In search of biblical, since we're saying biblical perspective, it is said that, you know, the man is the head of the house in the sense of he, you know, holds it as one with the help of others, such as the wife being a sense that, you know, a king is nothing without his queen, but in trust, even though the queen can do all these things, she still needs the king.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it all crumbles and that's game over. So in a sense, even though the strengths are so vast,
Mm-hmm.
they come together for the same purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
To spread the knowledge from parent to child, to be a good reflection of one's character. I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess that just ties into my question. Would you say it's weakness to fall back onto dad? I mean, if would you say that like you would see him, I guess, as a. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Sort of. I think I can try to answer it, and you let me know if I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what you're telling me is, or asking me, and telling me in your description is, do I see dad as the head of the family? Do I see dad as like the king of the house? Is that what you're saying?
Mm.
Or that he is the authority figure? Are you saying it more like an authority figure?
I guess what I'm trying to. It's important. That's what I meant. Like, you need a mother as equally as much as you need a father.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's. Yeah, no, that's my question. My question to you is, in today's culture, with independence and trying to fight each other and pit against each other instead of trying to be two forces fighting each other, you got to come together, because especially for children.
Well, let me stop you, because now I feel like we're entering a different conversation.
Yeah.
Parenting is what I'm hearing you say now, and more because you said mother and father,
right?
Which is fine,
that's right.
But let me stick on husband and wife.
Right.
So let's go back to what I said earlier about to become one, but there's also some individuality, there's some independence. So let me talk more about that. The way I think and the way dad thinks, probably neurologically, I guess I would say, is not the same, right? Let me try to think of an example. Like I might plan something one way because of how I think about it, and dad might plan it the other way. The thing with marriage, to me though, is I would individually plan the thing the way I want to plan it, and I know dad would plan it the way he would want to plan it. For me, when I'm planning this thing, whatever it is, I'm planning it while also keeping my husband in mind on it, right? Mm-hmm. So say I was planning an event and it requires some foods, and I know dad doesn't like a certain food, right? But I know some other people like it. So I might make it for them, but I'll also make sure I add something that I know dad likes too, because I know otherwise he won't eat any of it. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm trying to say the individuality comes in a lot of different formats, but when you're married, you do have to keep your partner, your spouse in mind for what you're doing. That kind of goes back to those little things adding up. So I'm on the spot here, and it's not coming to me for like an actual example of me having I got it. Your face. Okay. You're like, yeah. So we both like to go to dance class, right? So I'm probably going to be sparkly with my sparkle shoes that I'm gonna wear, and the sparkle here, there, and everywhere, bright colors, whatever. That's my personality. That's my individuality. Dad and I are going to the same class, and he gonna wear what he gonna wear. But you see what I'm saying? But am I gonna go out in something that will cross a line or do something? No, because I want to respect our marriage and him, but I'm going to be individual in the way that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to bend happiness so much that I'm happy as heck and it might make dad unhappy. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So the two become one, yes. The individual is still there, yes. But there is a degree of understanding that comes with that. And that it comes with practice.
Yeah.
I did not come out the gate with this almost 30 years ago. Trust and believe I didn't. This is almost 30 years talking. So this isn't, and hats off for the person who got it right the day one after the next day after the wedding. Hats off. Yes. I am not trying to sit up here and say it's easy or it was easy and none of that. It comes with practice and understanding and get to know each other. Get to know yourself. Because when you know somebody as long as we have, I had to learn about myself just as much as I had to learn about that at the same time. I don't know. It might be different. And that's another thing I'll bring up. Maybe it's different for different people because of the age you do meet, right? So when you add all that together, this is the result of all of those things so far. Years and counting. I always like to say years and counting. So almost 30 years and counting is the perspective I bring here. Yeah. And the change of my individuality is different now. I'm different now than I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I say that all the time. Yeah. You know? So now, long with the way of getting to the marriage side of your question, not the parenting side. Yeah, the marriage side. This is what I like to say. Y'all are grown now, children, so both you and your sister are grown now, adults, I should say, definitely adults. It's different when they're smaller. Where I'm going with this is because marriage is going to be a phenomenon even when the children are adults. Your marriage has to be what am I trying to say? Your marriage is the most important thing, and together, husband and wife, your number one priority together is the children. With that being said, do I see dad as the king of this house and of this family? Yes, I do. That's just my belief of it. I'm going to walk alongside my husband and support him. And why can I say that? Because I trust him and he hasn't given me any reason to be fearful or be concerned. You know, trust has to be earned. To be able to say something like that has to be earned. Yeah. And so the fact that I've known him as long as I have is helpful. Not to say we could have met last year. He could still be just as trustworthy, and for me to be able to say these things from a year ago. So I'm not trying to say it's time related. Time does help, I do believe, but it's not solely the only factor. But I'm happy to be able to say that. Yeah. So I think the joy in me is more important than is he an authority over you? Well, it's the joy that I get. It's the gratefulness that I have. It's the blessing that I have. So to be able to lead with those words, to me, is more important than is he the authority or whatever. I don't lead with that. I don't feel like I need to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got time for one more question.
Okay.
I got to get back to my studying.
Yeah. I guess what's the best thing about that, and what's the
look, yeah.
The best thing and the worst thing, I guess.
Oh my goodness. Well, I can definitely speak on that, but I would say maybe one day, or if you want to do this with you can ask him for himself, and I'll say it for myself too. It's hard to say one best or one worst of anything because I don't think I have one best, and I don't have too many worst. So, I would say one of the best is the calmness that he brings for me. Like if I'm having a not so good day, or I just sometimes need to hear his voice. I know I'm trying not to cry now. I just sometimes need to hear Dad's voice to help me get through when I'm not doing well, whether it's physically or otherwise, any other Lee you want to put on the end. I'll call Dad just because his voice just helps calm me down. I think I'm the more hyper one of the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think? I mean, Dad's just a cool guy, and I'm not saying I'm not cool. I can be cool, but relaxed. And I'm more like not nagging, but anyway, I need that balance, and I just sometimes need to hear his voice, and so that's one of the best things that I think of. I'm not gonna say anything bad or worse. You know, nobody's perfect.
You gotta, okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks for asking me these questions. Hope we can do it again.
Yeah.
Next week. I will hand this off to you. It's still on.
Hello.